going on, y'all? I'm back. Arigato. That's how you say thank you. I just remembered. Yeah, so yeah, man, it's continuing on with my trip to Japan, man. And I just want to say, man, like, you know, they got a lot of technology and stuff that's just more advanced. And it's not that it's things that's more advanced. It's mainly they created things to make your life a little bit easier. You know what I mean? And little aspects of it. You know, things that you might not care about or other people might not care about. But when you see it, you realize it just makes it a little better. You know what I mean? So when I was out there, all the bathrooms, you know, they have motion sensor faucets and toilets and everything like that. That way you don't have to, you know, touch anything. You know, because, you know, anybody that go to public bathrooms, you know that when you're in there, you know what I mean? It's like just having to touch a knob. You don't know if somebody pee-pee fingers been on this or they put their hand in their ass and, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, you know, just knowing I don't have to touch anything. You know, they got the air dry, you know, thing and all that. It just makes everything, you know, a lot better, man. You know, another thing I'm gonna skip ahead and talk about, when I was leaving to go back home, when I was in the airport, I realized, you know, how advanced everything is. You know what I mean? You go right to the gate, you scan your passport, you scan, you know, your boarding pass, everything, you go right through. Everything is just kind of advanced, you know what I'm saying? And then when I was in the airport, when I was walking around, we realized there were these chairs that was basically, I don't know if it was like Wi-Fi, I don't know what it is, man. It's like basically robotic chairs, man. And basically, I didn't use it, but the way it looks is you sit in the chair, and I guess you scan your boarding pass, and it takes you to your gate. You know, that's how it looked to me, because it was a robot. It was just moving around. Also, when we was in the city, you know, in Tokyo, we seen robots too, like just, you know, rolling along the street and stuff. I don't know if they were surveillance. I don't know what it was, but like I said, it's just little things that I guess America has the capability, but they just don't have it out yet. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it just makes it better. When we was on the highway, you know, I remember, you know, the toll system was more advanced. Like, it senses, you know, your car from a good enough distance. I mean, the taxi cab driver was zooming towards the toll, and I thought he was gonna run through the barricade, but it already sensed his, I don't know, whatever, Easy Pass or whatever they have out there, and it opened up literally seconds before he went through. He never slowed down. I guess he know that is that way and everything. And like I said, it was just, you know, more advanced, man. Everything was dope, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, sometimes it's little stuff, but it just makes it better. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, like I said, that was just cool, man. So yeah, so the next day, I think this is day 4 now that I was out there. I stayed out there for a week, by the way. We had to wake up again early in the morning to get to, you know, our excursion, and we had to meet back up at the love sign. So I went back in the supermarket there, and I, you know, took some more pictures of some of the items there, apple juices and things of that nature, and you know, just different things they had that was just different. And you know, my mom and my sister, they had ate this strawberry sandwich type thing, and they liked it, you know. They thought it was real good and everything. But like I said, the buildings and everything just look, you know, dope. They got these dope designs. We was at the traffic light, and they had this ring that went around the whole like intersection and everything. It was a dope design with the different traffic lights, you know, at each intersection, and everything just looked real dope, man. So we got on our bus, and we headed out to go to Mount Fuji. So again, I mentioned this earlier, Mount Fuji is the tallest mountain in Japan. And yeah, we basically set out to go there. So we went and we drove, and there was a lot of traffic and everything like that. And it took a couple of moments, maybe about an hour or more, or I can't really remember, 2 hours or something like that. But we basically got to Mount Fuji. So as we driving, at one point, you know, you could see, you know, like in between these other little mountains and trees and everything, you get to see this big, tall mountain with snow on it. And, you know, it looked real beautiful, man, and it was just amazing. Like, just looking at stuff like that, it's like, wow, look at that. This is the earth, you know what I mean? This tall mountain that's sticking out of the earth, and it's just crazy, man. It was a dope sight. So you get a little glimpse at it, and then after that, you know, we keep on driving up until we get closer, you know, to it or whatever. But basically, we had passed this rail, And our tour guide this day was another guy. He was cool too, man. His name was I think his name was Teo. Yeah, I think it was Teo. And end of the day, you know, like I said, he was a cool dude, man. So no, I'm sorry, I said Teo. His name was Taka. Yeah, that's what it was. It was Taka. So yeah, basically he was explaining to us that the rail that they have that they're developing right now, they're actually in the process of building it. It's actually going to be faster than the train they already have. That's, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the fastest train in the world. In America, we have trains that go up to 150. You know, at Amtrak, they have the Cellar train, but the Cellar train only has a small piece of track that it could do 150. The majority of the road, it could do 125, and then other than that, it goes at lesser speeds. The thing with that is that a Cellar train only goes from DC to Boston, so it's not that much of America that this train could really go through. Over here in Japan, the bullet train goes up to 200 miles per hour and things like that. And long story short, they're developing a train right now that can actually do, if I'm not mistaken, up to 300 miles per hour, and actually could get them from Tokyo to some city he named, and I kind of forgot the city, but I'm only assuming it's that far away. He said it could get them there in an hour, if I'm not mistaken. But I was like, wow, that was just like the way he, you know, just described it. I could tell it's a far distance. You know what I mean? You know, so he was like, yeah, that's coming actually in the year 2045. They're actually building it right now. So I just thought that was dope, man, that they continuously try to build and make things advance. Even if it's small advances, you know, it just make things better and better. It make life, you know, easier and easier, you know what I'm saying? So we arrived to Mount Fuji, and now at this point you can see this tall mountain. It's beautiful, it's clear as day. You can see it, and the weather was nice, you know what I mean? It's hotter, you know, there than it was in New York at that time. We actually went out there for like on spring break, and it was dope, man. So he took us basically this whole, you know, bunch of us, or group of us, and we went walking through the small village, and they had different food there you could buy and different stuff like that. And we get to the end of it, you know, he, you know, gave us a chance to all take pictures, and he took our pictures and everything, and the mountain, you know, was right behind us. So basically it was this little area where you could buy souvenirs and stuff. It was like a market, and they had different type of things. I think I bought some salts or something like that. Again, a lot of that stuff is Japanese food and stuff I'm not used to eating. I don't even know how to prepare most of it, so I couldn't really go too crazy and buy too much, you know what I mean? I try to keep it basic, buy some seasoning salts and, you know, things like that. And they actually had this water you could buy. It's basically Fuji water, supposed to be from the mountain, and again, it's supposed to be room it, or, you know, it has a little, you know, myth to it, and basically it basically say if you drink it, you know, you'll add a couple of years extra in your life and everything like that. But yeah, from there, you know, like I said, we had a few moments to, you know, hang around, wound up getting some ice cream and stuff like that again, the matcha ice cream and everything. And they also have matcha tea out there too. Like they really like that thing, that matcha thing. But yeah, so then they drove us to this restaurant and we had lunch. The lunch was good, you know what I mean? The lunch was real good and everything. They had this Japanese style lunch set out. The French fries look way different from what I'm, you know, familiar with and what we're familiar with in New York. They had this soup there. They had mushrooms and stuff, and it was pretty good, man. You know, walking around the restaurant, they had different things like, you know, different samurai, you know, stuff, and, you know, stars and all the stuff like that on display and everything, and it was real cool, man. And then after that, when you go outside, well, when you get towards the end of the restaurant after you finish eating, they have a souvenir shop where you can buy some souvenirs and stuff. And then after that, they have you know, you could go outside and take pictures with cherry blossoms. So I'm not too sure about cherry blossoms. My sister mainly was, you know, that's something that she really wanted to see and everything. So I don't really know too much about it, but I only can imagine it's something that's unique to Japan. You know what I mean? I mean, it is unique to Japan for what I'm hearing, but I don't know if it's exclusive to only Japan. You know what I mean? But basically, the tour guide had said we might not see it because it had just bloomed, I guess, and it was actually maybe falling off. You know, the trees was actually, you know, dying down or whatever like that. It wasn't that, you know, part of the season. But we actually got a chance to see a bunch of them still standing because they said due to the climate changing and everything, these trees might still last, you know, I guess a week or so more than it usually do. But yeah, we basically got a chance to take pictures in front of them, and they're beautiful trees, man. Actually, you know, it was a dope thing to see. Also, they had this little star throwing thing, like you know how they got axe throwing in America. They had like star throwing, like ninja star throwing. I don't know how much it cost, but you know, I seen these little kids throwing it and everything, and it was pretty cool, man. So after all that, you know, we got back on the bus and we started heading back down. The end of the tour, we was actually gonna ride on a bullet train. So we're driving along the highway. I'm looking out the window. I'm seeing these tall trees, and it was beautiful, man. Past some rice fields and everything, and it was real dope because I'd never seen anything like that, and I actually got a chance to learn that how they make rice. This actually wasn't from him, but you know, I learned it while I was driving. You know, that basically, you know, it growed in water and stuff like that. But like I said, it was cool, man. So the next portion of the tour, he actually takes us to a cable car ride, and it takes us up this mountain and everything. Well, we actually drove to the mountain, and we taking the cable car down to this ship, and we was gonna go on the next little cruise and everything. So the cable car was dope. You know, you see all this I think sulfur. It was coming out of the ground, so it's like this smoke and everything, and it looked kind of crazy. And then we did the cable car ride. Oh man, excuse me. Yeah, the cable car ride, man, it's I think it was like 10 to 20 minutes all in total. And basically it was, you know, going, you know, from this mountain top down the slope and everything. So it was a beautiful view, man. You get down there and you get to this water with this pirate looking ship. It looked real dope and unique, and the water looked beautiful and everything. And you know, we go in there, take a little maybe 20-minute ride and everything, and it was pretty dope, you know what I mean? I got a chance to, you know, just look out the window, see some amazing sights and everything. And we actually, you know, passed by these two famous, I think it's called Terry Gates. Yeah, that's basically what the guy said, Terry Gates. And you know, I think those, I don't really know the uniqueness of it or whatever, but you know, it's a big thing in Japan, these gates. I don't know if it's some kind of mythical thing or whatever, but you know, it was really cool to see it, man. It was these two things in the water. So basically, the boat basically took us to the shrine. So basically, this is Hakone Shrine, and you know, we went there, and again, you know, he showed us how to pray and everything. This one, I guess, wasn't as sacred as the other one that we seen the day before. So phones was allowed and everything, and talking was allowed in the section that you pray. And basically, they had another fountain with like this 9-headed dragon, and they claim, you know, if you drink the water, you know, all that stuff to make you live longer and everything. And you know, I took some pictures there. The shop was open, and you know, my sister and my shorty, she got, you know, they got chances to, you know, write on the card and you know, put it there, make wishes and all that type of stuff, and you know, take some pictures, and you know, and then we was out, man. You know, bowed before I left and everything, and I was back on our way on a bus. Long story short, they was dropping us off to the bullet train, and that was the last part of the tour. And it was dope because I was, you know, looking forward to seeing the bullet train and actually riding on it, because you know, I hear so much about it back in America. You know, that's like one of the things you definitely got to go check out. So from where we was at, I think we was in, like I said, Hakone. It got us back to Tokyo within 30 minutes. The bus ride was 2.5 hours. I only knew that because the dude was stressed out because two of the people on the tour didn't want to take the bullet train, and they actually wanted to ride the bus back. The tour guy was pretty fed up, even though he didn't really show it to the people, because they was on another tour bus. Basically, it was 4 tour buses all going on the same tour because there was that many people. But somebody on one of the buses, they didn't want to take the bullet train back, so he had to actually ride back with them. I guess they was gonna park the bus and take the bullet train over there, but since this, you know, these two passengers, you know, wanted to be difficult, they had to, you know, basically ride back with them. So yeah, basically, the bullet train, it came with the, you know, the whole tour, so we didn't have to pay extra and everything. So basically, it was called Adawari Station, I think it's called. Adawara Station, something like that. I know I'm probably not pronouncing these things right, but anyway, he dropped us off there. You know, the bullet train literally came like 2 minutes later, and that's another thing. They said their schedule is dope. Like, they're always on time. Like, if that train comes at 12:39, you look at your phone and it's 12:39, that train is right there. It never gets delayed. It's always on time. And basically, we went there, jumped on the bullet train, and yo, when I say this thing was fast, yo, it was fast, man. Like, zooming, like, you looking out the window, just seeing things passing by you so fast, and it was just so crazy. So just to give you a little lesson on Japan lifestyle and culture, When you're on the train, they don't really like speak and they frown upon it. It's kind of, the cultural thing to be quiet on it. It was this white dude that was sitting behind us. He was like blasting something on his phone, and one of the people, one of the train, workers came over and tapped him and let him know he had to, keep it down and everything. So, yeah, that's just one thing to keep in mind when you out there. Another thing is they do say they don't like tipping and everything like that. The tour guide actually said that that's not true. They like tips, but again, that was just one person. I always heard that they frown upon that because they look at it like you're looking down on them. Like, they charge you one price, that was for the service. If you paid that, that's what they deserve. If you try to pay more, you know what I'm saying? It's like you trying to look down on them. That's what I was told, but like I said, that tour guide was like, nah, they welcome tips. They just don't understand it, he said. They don't understand the whole tipping thing, whatever like that. I guess, they don't tip out there. They're not used to that. That's not part of their culture. Another thing I learned too is that they don't like eating and walking and eating in public and stuff like that. And it was kind of wild because when I was in the store that day, I had opened my yogurt and I was eating it, and my shorty told me the guy behind the counter looked at me and shook his head. I guess that's not part of their culture, and they kind of frown upon it. Like I said, it was clean out there, and people don't jaywalk. They literally stop at the light, even though there's no traffic coming. You'll see groups of people waiting for the light to change. And in New York, that's not a thing. We walking across that street, whether cars are coming or not, we gonna try to make a way. But over there, they literally wait until the light change. Everywhere I went, I seen that, and that was just amazing to me that everybody's, trained or accustomed to doing that. You know what I'm saying? And it was kind of wild to me because I'm sitting there, I'm trying to follow their culture, as much as possible, but I'm waiting across the street and I don't see no cars coming, and the light is taking forever to change, and I'm just like, bro, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to, to get across the street and everything. But like I said, man, everything was dope. I got back to Tokyo within 30 minutes. From there, went outside, went to the Sizzler, ate some food over there, and it was pretty dope. And after that, I took a taxi back, man. The taxi cab driver was friendly as hell. He was cool as hell, and it was a dope thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I had a good time. Everybody was friendly. I do want to say it was a few people that was kind of rude in a sense of, like, I guess they rushed too. You know what I'm saying? So like, when we was getting on the ferry, the tour the day before, there's one lady who was behind me and literally almost fell into me, and they don't really say excuse me, it seems like. So it was kind of strange, you know what I'm saying? Because the tour guide was teaching us how to say excuse me and everything, and it just that I realized we was there, they didn't really say excuse me. Even the day we left, we had went to this supermarket / clothing store that wasn't too far from the hotel, and this one guy walked by, kind of like pushed this lady out the way, in a sense, kept walking. So it's kind of weird. Like, some of them are super friendly, and then some of them have like some rude like mannerisms. I don't know. It's kind of crazy, man. But other than that, yeah, I had a good time, man. I learned a lot of stuff about Japan. It was dope. Oh, one crazy thing I'm gonna tell y'all and everything is that prostitution out there is a big thing. They have like prostitutes. They have a red light district, everything like that. And obviously I didn't get a chance to go over there and see it or nothing like that. But just from what I was learning when I was out there, they have prostitutes that that does strange things. Like, you could pay to pee on them and all kind of crazy stuff, man. It's like a whole different crazy world out there. You know what I'm saying? They do all kind of strange stuff, and you can order them to your room. They got all kind of stuff from what I've seen. They have like bars where you can get blowjobs. They call them blowjob bars and all kind of stuff, man. But like I said, I was too busy running around my family. I didn't get a chance to see anything like that. Another thing too, they have sneakers and stuff for cheap out there. It's all authentic and everything, and for some reason, I guess maybe because it's made towards that region of the world, it's cheaper, so people actually like to go shopping while they out there and stuff like that. Other than that, man, I think that's about it, man. What else can I say? I don't know, I think everything else is cool. Yen, that's the currency. It was a real big difference. I think one of our dollars might equal up to 100 and something of theirs or something like that. But it was real cool, man. Like I said, I learned a lot about Japan. People there, like I said, ultimately were friendly. Ultimately, like, when you're talking to them, interacting with them, they're friendly as hell. Like I said, it was just a few people that was kind of rude in the sense of, when they walking down the block, they'll, like rush. It's kind of weird, like walking close behind you, or like doing stuff that they might not know they're doing wrong or whatever. But being from New York, it's kind of like, I felt it kind of rude and stuff, you know what I mean? But like I said, when people are interacting with you, they're friendly as hell. Because even walking down the street, people waving at you, speaking, you know, everything is like, it was just amazing. It was like, wow, it's a whole total different type of world out there, man. But yeah, man, I had a good time, man. If there's anything else that I remember or anything else that come to mind, I'll just, you know, probably put in another video or something like that, man. But yeah, man, if y'all get a chance, man, go to Japan. Oh yeah, another thing too, Japan is actually 13 hours ahead of New York. So it's kind of crazy because at nighttime and over there, you know, I'm getting text messages and people who just woke up. So it's kind of like, you know, it's just a crazy thing, man. But yeah, man, I like it, man. It's definitely a country I definitely will go back to, man. All right.